Marketing leader, would you rather your team build good pages or beautiful pages? In fact, let me show you two. Which page works best? Which page looks best? In fact, one of these pages outproduced the other by 33.37%. What was the difference? I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. But first, let me ask you if you can see something more profound. For beneath this success is a powerful principle. The ancient Greeks had a word for beauty, kalos. It was the identical word for good. Whatsoever was deemed good was in fact beautiful. Plato said the good is the beautiful. In focusing the organization on the good of the customer, the marketer bestows beauty. Now think about that for a moment as I write three letters on the light board. H, Q, C. What do these mean? They stand for the highest quality conversion. A beautiful page is a good page because it serves the customer first and best, and thus it can achieve HQC. But you have to ask the question, how do you prepare your marketing team to create these types of pages? The beautiful page, the good page, the page that achieves HQC. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. This is a fast class. We're under session 9, 40 minutes of content in just 10 minutes or less. It is different, and this one may be too intense for some, especially if you've not viewed the last 8 sessions. In this session, we're going to combine all of the essential insights and principles of the last 8 into one cohesive picture. We're doing this so you can get back to the answer to that question, so you can understand the very best way to prepare yourself and your team to produce HQC. There are 4 steps. Let's begin with the first. Challenge each marketer's understanding of their role and work. And you start by shattering low expectations. The key to transformative marketing is a transformed marketer. And in session 1, we showed you how a marketing team achieved a revenue increase of 268% and then a profit increase of 302%. Why did we take the time to share that story? Because we think too small. We settle for too little. Your team needs to dream big. They need to aim higher. And that's the first thing you've got to do. Here's an actual email. It came in, its timing was perfect, just as I was preparing for this session. It's from Matthew Klein, who oversees our experimentation with service partners. Look at the email. Now, I can't take a lot of time to go into it, and it's an internal note sent just to me and some of the other leaders. But Matt led his team and the team on the other side to a 204% increase in conversion. This is one of the largest newspapers in the country. How can they possibly achieve a lift that high still, after all the agency work, after all the optimization efforts? They did something different, and part of it was learning to prepare the teams to think in a new way. The mobile performance was up 239%. That was the focus of the experiment. And the desktop performance was up 168. Now, that brings me to the second thing you do under this first step. You challenge your team's fundamental approach. There are 6 questions. They form a sort of criterion, a gut check that you need to use to challenge every page before it goes live. We taught this in session 2. Go back and watch that and use that with your team. Once you've done that, you need to ensure that every person working on the page has embraced the right paradigm. Our vision is distorted. People are not falling into the funnel, they're falling out. The funnel is not powered by clicks, it's powered by yeses. The marketer cannot drive traffic, we can only coax it. We taught this in session 3. Get your team to see and understand and think in new ways. Now we're up to the second major step. Help your marketers focus their data into an actionable picture of the prospect. Convert data into wisdom. Don't be overwhelmed with all these data points. Use 5 key interrogatives: who, what, where, why, and how to tame the data, to discipline it into a picture that will help you create powerful objectives. We did that with Aetna's company, HealthSpire. You can look at 2 pages here. You might not like either one. They're part of a series of experiments. They've both been improved. But the treatment was different because we use these 5 questions to think more about the mindset, the decision model of the prospect. Here's an actual excerpt from the report, and you can see that we realized the prospect wanted to understand who they were talking to on the phone. They wanted to identify with them. They liked that they were in Tennessee, that they were friendly and young and might even resemble their children or grandchildren. The result? Well, the result was powerful. It was an increase of 638%. It's shocking. That company grew so fast by learning to think in the way that we're teaching you now. We're up to the 3rd key step. It's a lot of content in less than 10 minutes. But if you get this picture in your mind, you can go back and study each individual session, and you'll see how they all fit like puzzle pieces. 3, draw a clear connection between the prospect and the web page's objective. Attack energy dilution. Make certain that your team focuses at least 70% of the page's elements on a single objective, and make sure that objective is customer first. In sessions 5 and 6, we taught and then we illustrated with real working examples, pages that could be improved by getting the objective right. There's a 3-part formula to help by giving in exchange for 3 key words: to, by, and for. They reprioritize your page and they lead to a whole new way to think. But beware, there are dangers. Beware when your objective is diluted with competing options. Beware when your objective is company-centric. Beware when your objective conflicts with a sequence of thought. You're doing well. I've thrown a lot at you. I'm on the 4th and final step, and I'm about to show you how we achieved the results in that first experiment. But let me give you finally step 4. Plan the best way to achieve the objective by architecting the web page's essential psychology. Don't let your team stack modules. Don't just try stuff. In sessions 7 and 8, we helped you realize the way people progress through a funnel. We showed you that there are 8 micro-yes transitions in every page, in every message. And if you get those 8 right, you can organize your page's thinking. You can organize your page's message so that it ladders up to that 3-part objective. And suddenly, all 8 of these teaching sessions come together in a powerful plan. This is the way you plan and prepare for spectacular results. This is the way you prepare your team. First, transform your marketers. Secondly, get very clear about your prospect. Then, identify and prioritize your objectives. And finally, plan, architect the psychology of the page. Let's go back to that original case study. We worked with this organization, and we helped them achieve some significant lifts. They were excellent marketers. They did fine work. But if you look more closely, in the control, they did not achieve enough persuasion force with micro-yes 1. The headline, "Get X nutritional insurance in less than 30 seconds," fails because, number 1, we don't want nutritional insurance. Number 2, we don't know what it is. And so we used a headline that had a double meaning. Never do that. When we did that, we weakened the message. And so we might say that micro-yes 1 and 2 did not have enough persuasion force, and that they were missing micro-yes 3 and micro-yes 4. If you say, "I don't know what you mean about these micro-yeses," watch session 7 and 8. Now, the treatment produced a forceful micro-yes transition for 1, for 2, for 3, and 4. It replaced claims with reasons that could be believed, and it achieved a whole new level of performance. In the next fast class, we're going to teach you how to do that at the top of your page, how to get those first inches correct. And we're going to lead you through the execution of these micro-yeses in the architecture of your page all the way through. And in doing so, help you take yourself, your team, and your business to a whole new level. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for letting me say so much in so short a period of time. I've made a lot of mistakes over the years, but in doing so, I've learned. And I want to share those mistakes and those learnings with you. Thank you again.